So Men's Health magazine recently published an article and a bit in their magazine about Alan Ritchson's workout routine and diet plan. Now, when it comes to celebrities, people love to follow their workout routines and diet routines. And he's going to be no exception. You know, Jack Reacher is a very popular show. People look up to Jack Reacher and they want to obtain the actor's physique quite clearly. Now, I'm going to go through today the workout routine and the diet plan to see if it is actually any good, and actually kind of expose something here, because there's something really, really obvious here that they admit to, but they kind of brush over very conveniently. Now, before I get started, if you're new to the channel, please head over and like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. Tons of other content in the channel about natural bodybuilding, training, how to better yourself, everything. So please head over and check. But without further ado, let's look into this. So Alan Ritchson's a very popular actor, obviously in such shows as Jack Reacher. And really before the show, they wanted him to gain something in ridiculous of about 30 pounds of size. So before season 1, he went on a full training rampage, which he claims was completely natural. He had a nutrition coach and trained very hard. Now, what I want to say is 30 pounds, especially if we're talking about muscle here, 30 pounds is significant. That's 15 kilo. That is, even for newbie gains, like beginner gains, that's a massive surge of tissue you could put on in such a short period of time. Like that takes a lot of session people a few years to obtain. But let's see. Okay, so what they signify here before they get into this routine, this is the most important part, and this is what the crust of this video is going to be about, right? Is to say, before we get into Ritchson's routine, an important asterisk. Ritchson has regularly undergone testosterone replacement therapy, TRT, for a number of years and has been open about his usage. I didn't even know that it was considered an anabolic steroid to some people. It was just, there was a hormone that was missing for me and I needed it, he said in Men's Health US cover story. That's very important. Now, first of all, he didn't actually, at the very beginning, claim, he was very open about it. At the start of it, the 30 pounds, he said he was completely natural. Now, it's very likely that he was on this stuff at the very beginning. Now, what is TRT? Most people will see this. If you go to almost a lot of Instagram coaches, you know, anyone that has any sort of pull on the social media spheres that have impressive physiques, usually you're going to see these physiques and go, that's very impressive. And they are very impressive. But what they conveniently leave out, and you'll eventually find out in their captions and comments, is I'm 100% natural, I'm just on TRT, but it's just to replace my missing natural testosterone. Let's talk about TRT. What is TRT? TRT is just testosterone. It's just another name for it. So it used to be bodybuilders took the testosterone on its own as a steroid, right? Because testosterone, do not mistake this, is an anabolic steroid. So they just changed the name conveniently to just TRT, which is replacement therapy. Now, if this is administered by your doctor at a given milligrams each time, more than likely it's just going to bring up your normal levels. But I would still say you're slightly enhanced because it's bringing you to kind of like average young male levels, which someone in their 40s is not an average young male, right? However, a lot of these people taking TRT is taking 100 to 200. Now let's talk about it. The average meal, peak meal per week generates around about 42 to 49 milligrams of testosterone, hormone free in the body. Now, if you're taking 100, that is over double. That's near triple the amount of an average meal. Now, that's on top of what your body's already producing. Because when a meal says, oh, well, my testosterone's completely gone, it was at 0, which Alan Ritchson said in a previous story. He said, my testosterone was at 0 after the first season, I need to go on TRT. That's not going to be true. Your testosterone's not going to be at 0. There's going to be some function still producing testosterone in your body. So he went on TRT. So this asterisk is very important because this physique you're looking at right here, actually, a lot of it would be in the confines of due to the TRT. And I'm going to explain why that is, right? Because they'll say things like, and people on steroids will say things like, it requires a lot of work still. Not as much as what you might think. Now, it requires work, you need to get up and go. But I guarantee you that compared to a natural at like sufficient impressive levels, it's not even close. The work a natural would have to put in is a lot greater. And I'll explain why soon. It says here, while TRT isn't quite on the same level as anabolic steroids, by the way, it is. It's an anabolic steroid. It's an anabolic hormone. Make no mistake. If it's at sufficient dosages, it acts the same way. Ritchson didn't achieve his physique complete natural, which is something to keep in mind if you're considering this routine. Okay, so out of the way, we can dig into Ritchson's strength block. The actor works out 5 days a week with an even spread of attention given to cardio, his upper body, lower body to avoid overtraining and risking of injury. Regarding his nutrition, he says, I eat whatever the hell I want. I'm not kidding. Ritchson, he went on to state that his deep love for cookie dough, something he doesn't plan on giving up, he takes around 4,000 calories a day. Now, regardless of a man his size, to get into that kind of leanness, 4,000 calories is massive, right? But the reason he can take that many calories is because of the TRT. You see, testosterone allows the body to intake a lot more calories. So in terms of getting leanness, you're a lot more, with high levels of testosterone in your body or an anabolic steroid, your proclivity to gain lean tissue is accelerated. Therefore, there is less work required. You don't need to reduce the calories as much. You can actually keep the calories high. And I'll give you a bit of an anecdote here. A friend of a friend who was a natural competing body at the same time as we were, gave it up after the first time because it was so grueling. 6 years later, he comes back onto the scene while taking steroids, competes in the steroid shows now. And he actually said to my friend, who's a natural as well, said, I don't know how you guys do it naturally. He said, I did it once, it broke me. The steroid shows, he said, I feel great. I can take double the amount of calories I was taking at the natural shows. I have so much energy, there's no strain on my body. And that's the difference testosterone makes, really. And it's not, and even the idea of like working your ass off in the gym, it gives you so much motivation that it's a chemical enhancement drug. Once it's up, not only is your libido up, hormones, but also in terms of your motivation, you want to get up and do things. If you're a natural, even the idea of getting up from your seat and going to the gym is a fucking task. But if you have that chemical hormone where you're constantly excited, constantly on edge, and you're jumpy, you want to do stuff, makes a big difference. Now, his nutrition plan, which he gives here, is pretty crazy, and we're going to go into it. When he says he eats whatever he wants, he's not kidding. Now, the food is not bad, considering. However, there is still a lot of junk like cookie dough. I'm telling you now, if you want to get his shape, right, exit the TRT, if you're consuming huge amounts of cookie dough each night, it's not going to work. But the main thing, let's look into his program. So his program, on a Saturday, he does a full body burner. Sounds like kind of a circuit woman thing, but hear me out. So he does cable flies, 4 sets of 25 reps. Shoulder press, 4 sets of 25 reps. Arnold press, 4 sets of 25 reps. Everything to 25 reps. High volume here. Now, high volume equals high recovery demand. For a natural, you can't get away with that. High volume, I guarantee you'll be out in the gym for 4 or 5 days recovering from that. Someone on TRT, though, can deal with high volume. And usually steroid users, higher volume kind of reacts better to the body because the recovery ability is so high, they can recover from that. You and I, naturals, can't. Now, if you go for a lot of these programs, it's very bitch-baked stuff. 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 10. It's kind of like what your basic local PT will assign you. Okay, do that. 3 sets of 12, 3 sets of 12. I get clients coming in all the time. The workouts, 3 sets of 12, same weight, 3 sets of 12. You're not adapting whatsoever during that kind of training. The training needs to be adaptive. I always proponent of low volume, minimal sets, to failure, get out of the way, recover, come back a few days later. High frequency. It's simple as that. But someone in TRT, any kind of training, they're going to be so responsive. And in truth, if you follow this workout plan, it's going to deliver some form of stimulus and some form of response in the body, right? Because it's still stimulus growth. The question is efficiency and also one's ability to recover. And if your recovery demands are so high because the volume's so high, you can't hit that muscle group until another week away, which slows down your rate of progress tremendously. Again, everything here, you've got Monday legs, 4 sets of squats, which is a bit heavy, remaining deadlifts, Bulgarian squats, leg press. Everything here is kind of the most basic program you could find. If you follow this program, I can tell you right now, and nutrition plan, your results, there may be something in there, but it's going to be minimal. I can promise you that. You're not going to look like him. And the reason you're going to look like him is A, you don't have his genetic potential, his genetic profile, and B, you're not on the TRT. And I need to really drive this home. Most celebrities out there that's gaining these muscles in such a short period of time is on anabolic steroids. TRT, don't muddy the waters here. TRT is an anabolic steroid. Testosterone itself is an anabolic steroid. Just because you've slapped the terminology TRT, testosterone replacement therapy, does make a difference. And I'll tell you this as well. People say that, well, it's natural occurring in the body. So is growth hormone. But if someone's injecting growth hormone, it's not natural, because it does tremendous things to the body when you overtake those dosages. So yes, and in a natural show, in a natural competition, you will be banned for using PEDs, any forms of testosterone, even peptides, you will be banned outright. Because it's not considered, it's above the natural proclivity of a human being. So my advice would be, is still adapt some sort of program, but lower the volume, focus on more strength approach, 6 to 10 rep ranges. You can do some volume as well, but you're your own social experiment, right? You're weird, freaky social experiment. You're the kind of mutant freak here. You're going to monitor your progress week on week basis. Did I recover from this workout really within 2 to 3 days? Great, keep doing that. Did I take 5 days? Okay, I need to fix something. Drop the volume. And that's how you're going to do it. Celebrity workouts, I did it when I first started 10 years ago. I started following celebrity workouts thinking, I want to be the warrior. I want to be the Greek goddess. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. There's a lot more complexity at hand, and drug use is heavily used in these markets. Anyway, if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, please. Tons of other videos over in the channel. But until next time, I've been Carl from the Oxden, and I will see you all later.